See, film consists of two things, picture and sound. And sound is more important than you might think. It not only gives your film ambience, but the whole feel and mood is dependent on sound. You can have a really nice shot, crisp and sharp, nice lighting and perfect framing, but if the sound sucks, that's really bad. Today, I want to show you how you can get the most out of your film by adding sound design. People actually forgive you if the footage is bad as long as the sound is good, because they can follow the action. And the action can even be enhanced through sound. To give you a little example, I recorded this short sequence a few days ago. As you can see, it looks good. You might want to put some music under it, a voiceover maybe, but to really get the mood and just suck the viewer's attention right in, I gave myself a challenge. No music, no dialogue, only sound design. And at this point, we might want to use the professional term. Foley is the reproduction of everyday sound effects that are added to films, videos, and other media in post-production to enhance audio quality. Anyway, I want to enhance the sequence you just saw and just get the shots really moody and dramatic and just get the most out of the story. And since I'm not a professional Foley artist by any means, I'm using sounds from an online library called Envato Elements. Not sponsored. To get started, I tell you a little trick to work with something like this that I like to call the 3-layer model. First, you have to review your footage and listen to the sound to get the first layer, which is ambient sound. That could be anything from the background noise at a train station, a restaurant, or whatever. Second, I like to take a look at every single shot and just see what defines them, what can make what kind of noise, but be careful to keep it in the background and only turn up the sounds that are relevant for the story. And that brings us to the third layer, which is sounds to tell a story. And that are sounds that are not actually in the shot, but are additions to tell the story. And that is a great way to improve suspense to your film. So with that in mind, let's jump right in. So to break it down, I'll just go through the sequence and just give you a little insight on what my workflow was like. And as I mentioned before, I'm not a professional at this, so if your workflow is different, let me know in the comments. So we're here and I've actually sorted all the sounds to be in that 3-layer model, just to make it a little simpler for you. So first we have this violet thing, and that is the ambient sound, so we can just listen to that real quick. Yeah, that's basically it. So if we break that down, we have actually 2 ambient sounds that are going through the whole sequence. And first we have this, and that's just wind noise and the hood that is bending in the wind, just this wood. And that ends right here when we're outside. And now when we're there, we have this sound. And that's just wind, because now we don't have the hood anymore that is making any noise in the wind. So the other sound that is going through the whole sequence is that one. And that's just this moody kind of, ooh, what happens? I don't know. So then I have these things in here that are just randomly in there. Looks like they're randomly in there, but if you take a look at the orange sounds, then it makes sense again. So if you listen to it with the whole mix, then you know why it's there. But also if you look at the footage, you can tell why these sounds are there. So for example, this one is just a bass when I'm turning around. And then we have that one. That's just bringing the attention up. We have that. That's when I notice that there is something and I run away. And then of course we have my favorite cinematic, just sub boom bass punch, just to establish the new shot. Alright, so this is basically what we have here. Oh no, I forgot this one. This is just another mood maker, kind of. So that was the first layer, ambient sound. So the second layer is actually on top here, so we can just listen to that. That is just sounds that are actually in the shot and that we can see. So for the steps, for example, I've made them fit. As you can see here, they're just like cut, just so it fits to the actual footsteps in the shot. And then, yeah, the breath obviously doesn't fit 100% and it's not perfect, but in the shot it works, and you just have to tweak it around till it works. And you don't have to be confused about these things. There's just two sounds above. That's something you do pretty often in Foley, that you grab more sounds and just layer them up to give it more depth. It's actually only two sounds. First, just this metal thing. This is just crunching wood to establish that it's wood. So yeah, just see what works and experiment a little bit. So then we're moving on to probably my favorite layer, and that's the third layer, the storytelling layer. So yeah, let's listen to that real quick. Yeah, so as you can see, you can really have fun with that layer, because you can just like put whatever in it to just tell the story. To begin with, I needed something to react to, so I put in just a few sounds of cans falling down, and then of course we have something that's throwing the attention right in, heartbeat. And yeah, we have quite silly sound, just monster, because yeah, it works in the final mix and I needed something there, so fits to the shot. And then of course, because you don't see the X falling down, that's pretty obvious to put that down here. It's actually three different sounds. Then of course footsteps, because I'm running and you don't see my feet. So that's in there. And then I'm landing in the grass, of course, you don't see that as well. So that's why it's in that layer. And then probably the most important thing right in the end, just this boom impact thing, because something happens. You don't see what happens, but the sound kind of should tell you what happens. Maybe write down in the comments what happens in the end. But yeah, to break that down, it's this gunshot just to have an impact. And then I have 3 times the same sound of a bird flapping, just a little bit delayed, because it's in the forest and there are probably birds, so if it's an impact like that, they fly away. That makes sense. And then we got, of course, the monster again. And that all together is just making that a roundup and just adding to the story. But yeah, that was my breakdown of that whole thing. So with that in mind, we can now listen to the whole sound design. I'm actually quite happy with the result, but I would like to see your opinion. So let me know in the comments below what you think about the final sound design, and maybe even if you would have done anything different. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed it, and for more monthly madness, subscribe to the channel, and if you did, I'll see you next month. Alright, so let's see if we can use any of that.